Crazy.
Well, welcome back to our YouTube, and tonight we're going to be
Second session is about
zombies. So, if you want to donate to us by Venmo, you can do that. Venmo, David Ford, David-Ford 348. If you're new or old or young,
shh, don't call them old.
oh, there you go. You can like, comment, and share and subscribe to us. And like he said, we're going to be talking about zombies. Well, David, the obvious question is: Are there zombies in the Bible?
I think I found one.
Oh, it's interesting. Well, let's get there in a minute. So, David, you mentioned something interesting in the last session. That Scooby Doo, they always had the people, the monsters, right? But they were always people in masks
Committing crimes,
committing crimes.
hiding it up, trying to scare people away.
Yeah. Have you seen this one though? Scooby Doo on Zombie Island.
I never heard of that one.
Really? So you got Scooby Doo on Zombie Island, Alien Invaders, Cyber Chase, and The Witch's Ghost. And they're all based off of monsters that are actually real.
You mean like Frankenstein and
Yeah,
werewolf and stuff like that?
right. And you got one of my personal favorites, one of the dumbest movies in probably in the history of the world, Zombieland. Now, before we get into this, let's get into that. This is one of the stories, and copy, cut it, and paste it onto the big screen of Crazy Stories Saying God, again by John Allen Turner, based in
well,
Atlanta.
how do you make a zombie?
No.
There has to be some kind of uh, epidemic or something, right?
Yeah.
So that's where your zombie stuff comes in. But you become a zombie by being bit by a zombie.
Oh, well, yeah, of course.
Vampire, you got to get bitten by a vampire.
Right.
Werewolf, you got to get bitten, become a werewolf. So the one that I'm pulling out of the Bible, these these are already dead and they're nothing but dry bones.
Oh.
In Ezekiel uh, 37, I think it was 1 through 14, he's telling Ezekiel what to do and how to get these flesh on bones. He's raising back another. He's raising up an army from the dead.
Right.
But guess what? They're not zombies. They're human. It's a Lazarus resurrection, except Lazarus he wasn't bones when he come out.
Yeah.
These have already gone to bones.
Right.
So actually, uh, that could be one of your first resurrections. Ezekiel
Oh.
37.
Yeah.
He didn't just raise one; he raised an army.
Mm.
So, but they didn't get bit to be made alive again.
Right. So, Jesus, Legion, and the pigs. Now, what on earth is that? This is a part of a video we did back when we did our harmony of the Gospels.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to get that, you can. And this is a very, very fascinating story, and John Allen Turner does a very good job describing it and giving you a little bit more meat on those on those bones.
Well, of course, in the Legion and the pigs, these were uh, I would call Satan's army.
Yeah.
Uh, they were all in this one guy.
Yep.
They run around. Was it a graveyard?
Mm-hmm.
Run around the graveyard naked.
Yep. That's it.
He kind of they had he was possessed.
Now, Mark chapter 4, it ends with this, but here's where we start our story. It was a dark and stormy night. There's a lot of stories that start off with that, right? It was a dark and stormy night. It was a dark and stormy night. Well, in Luke chapter 8, if you get the harmony of the Gospels like you get in this story is also in Luke chapter 8. Now, people say, that zombies are in the Bible, but this guy is possessed, right? One day, Jesus looked at his friends and said, "Hey, let's go over to the other side of the sea." David, Jesus had a plan here, right? He said, "Let's go over here." Okay, whatever. What will we do? Fish or whatever?
I think he knew that guy was over there.
Exactly. One thing to keep in mind: this is his idea, right? So it had been a long day, and Jesus had been teaching a large crowd, a large group of people, so large, in fact, he had to get in the boat and get pushed off the shore so people can see him and be heard. It was evening, so it was probably starting to get hard to see him anyway. So they shoved off and started across the lake. So they're now going to where Jesus is planning on going, right? So Jesus falls asleep. During his nap, a pretty serious storm blows up, and the wind gusts and the waves batter the boat, and the disciples are afraid, and they're afraid they're going to die. So they wake Jesus up shouting, "Don't you care if we die?" So Jesus gets up, probably hair probably askew and messed up, pillow marks on his face, and says, "Be quiet." It's important to note that he said that to the sea and not his disciples.
I guess he's saying it to both of them.
Yeah. In an instant, everything goes calm. The moral of that is, whenever you're going through storms in your life, always go straight to the Bible.
Trust me, you don't have to be afraid.
That's it. So Jesus looks at his friends and says, "Trust me. You don't have to be afraid." So, Dave, remember that session we did? Trust me. All on trusting.
Yeah, that was a few weeks back.
Trusting God. Yeah. I work at a hotel as of right now. I'm doing my rounds and
courteous.
And yeah, just do
friendly, helpful, trustworthy.
Yeah.
What'd you tell that little girl?
Do you trust me?
And what'd she say?
Yes.
And what did you do?
Picked her up, threw her in. We say, yeah, we trust God's word. We trust God with our souls and our hearts, right? But we don't trust him.
So you was telling her you don't have to be afraid. And you got her to that point.
Yeah. It was the fact of, once you're, because she knew immediately when I picked her up.
Where she was going?
Uh-oh.
Did she have her floaties on?
No. You said that last time. That's the thing. You got to take God at his word and take.
Well, see, when Jesus, if that'd been Jesus telling that little girl to trust him and you don't have to be afraid, he would have made that water warm and then pushed her in.
That's true. That's true.
So she would have that trust and she wouldn't have been afraid.
Right.
Well, I've pushed a lot of people in.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Same.
But I got set down when I did it though. Lifeguard made me sit down.
So And they look at one another, wondering, who is this guy? That's the central question in Mark's gospel. Who is this guy who teaches no one we've ever heard before? Who teaches like no one ever had before? Who is this guy who heals the sick, raises the dead, and who is this guy who commands the wind and the waves? And the question is about to be answered in a really interesting and crazy story. So here's the situation that we're in. But even at that, the wind and the waves obey the voice of God.
Yeah, they didn't have no life jackets back then.
Yeah, or floaties. So they land on the eastern side of the lake. Now remember, this is a lake, not a sea or ocean. So a place where the Gentiles live is late, probably somewhere between 9 p.m. and midnight. So keep in mind, it's late. It's
well, it's already after dark.
Yeah. So, and got to remember what they already faced. So they're already scared, and they have no idea what they're about to see. So they dock. As soon as they get out of the boat, a zombie. What did it say? A zombie comes running at them. Now this is not a parable, right, David? This is an actual story, which we'll get into it. What?
It calls a man possessed by demons a zombie.
Well, let's check it out. At least that's probably what he looked like.
Well, I can see that.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think he was naked.
Yeah. It was actually a guy who had demons living in him. He lived in a graveyard. I don't even want to think what he ate. He's a cutter. The townspeople had tried to restrain him with chains. So he's got chains all over him, trying to keep him restrained, but he broke free. Broke free.
That's what he said. He's quite strong.
Yep. But he had taken them apart, so he's got to be quite strong. Sounds like a zombie to me. What? Yep. That's it.
Say my favorite word here.
Oh, by the way, he was naked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A naked zombie. So here he is. You can see all the chains and.
I got news for you though.
What?
In our day of zombies, you can put a chain on them; they can't break it.
Huh. Well, I didn't know that. So here's
there's a lot of fans that like to watch The Walking Dead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're one of them.
No, I never. I might watch the episode here and there, but I wasn't really into it. Like I said, zombies weren't my thing. I'm surprised they even watched Zombieland.
Okay, well, no doubt that the disciples were officially freaked out at this point, having just survived a terrible storm.
Now their life's in peril again.
Yep. In which they thought they were going to die, and they arrived at a strange place, wet, scared, and tired. And now this. A weirdo runs up to the leader, shouting, looking like death warmed over, and yells, "This is interesting. What do you have to do with me, Jesus?
They'd never met him before in his life.
Son of the Most High God." So this person knew who Jesus was. Well, actually, the demon knew who he was. So we got
here's
the Sea of Galilee.
Yeah. Do you think he went this side or this side? They traveled mostly around this side.
Yeah. So he probably went from here to there.
Yeah.
Right? Jesus Christ cast out devils out of a man in the Gentile territory east of the Sea of Galilee, which is Sea of Galilee right there. The Savior healed a woman with an issue of blood. Now that's a fascinating story. If you haven't read it, I would recommend you read it.
Yeah, there's 2 miracles in that second one.
Yeah, which that one's incredible all in itself. And there's a whole sermon that I sent out to you, right? That sermon on Jairus' daughter from.
No, I don't think so. Not that one.
Oh, I need to send that to you because that'll blow your mind. But anyway,
that's the one where he told her she's not dead, she's asleep.
Yep,
I know the story.
Yeah. So, and raised Jairus' daughter from the dead in Capernaum. And Capernaum is right there. Capernaum.
Yeah, it's on the west. It's on this west side of the Sea of Galilee.
Yep.
This is Jesus' area right in here mostly.
Yeah.
And he ends up having to go down here to Jerusalem for Passover.
Yep. And the Baptist was baptized by Herod Antipas, and Jesus Christ miraculously fed a multitude of over 5,000 in the Galilean Sea. In the Gentile region, Decapolis, the Savior healed a person who was deaf and unable to speak. Let's get this straight. It was dark. It was a dark and stormy night when an undead naked man, there's your naked man, came running at them from among the tombstones, dragging chains behind him. And this is exceedingly spooky. And just ahead, on top of the hill, was a pig farm. Now, not the most pleasant smell in the damp night air, and it smells like death and swine, and all that comes with them. Everything about this scene screams, "Get the heck out of here!" Why did the demons want to go into the herd of pigs?
Because there's enough of them in there for each one to have a pig.
Oh, really? What?
1,000 pigs.
But Jesus wanted to come here. So again, this was his idea. Hey, let's go over here to this spot and see what's going on, right? He was neither afraid or uncomfortable because again, he knew everything was going to be perfectly all right. And he did everything with a urgency of what?
Urgency of what? Now you got my mind off track here.
Uh-oh.
I had to check that out. But was that guy really a Gentile? Is that region really Gentile? Of course, I knew he healed other Gentiles, but I figured the people on the east side of Galilee and Sea might have been Jews also.
Yeah.
But I go to show you, I go to show you demons. They ain't choosy.
Yeah, true.
Especially if they want to go in pigs.
Yeah.
Now, what were you going at?
So Jesus had a plan, but what was that plan? To set this guy with a legion of demons free.
It's time to go.
It's time to go. Yeah.
You've had him too long.
So he just spoke to a zombie dude saying, "Be quiet. It's time to go. Get out of there." The demons inside the guy have one request: don't send us away. Keep in mind, they think.
Look how many pigs that was.
I know it. They think that Jesus had come to condemn them to hell. That's what they're thinking. That the demons are thinking he's here to cast them into the lake of fire.
If that's the case, why would they say put us in this herd of pigs?
Send us in this herd of pigs instead of casting us into hell.
Their time for hell ain't there yet.
Exactly. That's exactly. And so what did Jesus do? Jesus says, okay, I'll cast you into the pigs. So the demons go into the herd of pigs, and 2,000 pigs run down the hill and drown themselves in the lake.
So you think them demons drowned too?
Probably not.
No, they didn't.
No.
Where would they go? Where would they go after that?
That's a good question.
Nobody knows. Trust in the Lord and then lean not on thy own understanding.
Yeah. Imagine the awful noise, panic, and squealing of the pigs, and then silence and calm.
Now, what gets me, this is happening between 9 and midnight, it says.
Yes.
Now, I might have to read the story itself because I don't know if that's true or not. But they had to have some light somehow. I wonder if it's a full moon.
Yeah.
I mean, there had to be some light somewhere. I mean, but there's no light in the cemetery, and the guy's by himself.
Well, it says that it was getting dark.
Yeah, but the thing is, if it's 9 p.m. like our time, you're starting into the first watch of the night.
Yeah.
Because usually around 6, the sun's gone down.
Right.
So if it took them, and making it sound like it took them hours to cross the lake.
Yeah.
Of course, they had the storm put up with.
Right.
Now I'll check that out. See if it gives you a time.
Yeah. True. So there was silence and calm, but only for a minute. The demons go inside 2,000 pigs.
That's a lot of pigs around that cemetery.
Yeah.
That's a lot of pork the Jews don't want to eat.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the disciples have two things to process: the storm and the guy with the demons. Back at the pig farm, here we go. Back down on the farm. You got to be thinking the owners of the pigs did not appreciate this as far as they're concerned. Jesus just killed their pigs.
You got to pay me some money.
Yeah. Now they're asking the question, who is this guy? Again, who is this guy? Whoever he is, they don't want anything to do with him. So
it's a bunch of Gentiles running them off.
Yeah. So they beg him to leave before he costs them any more money.
I'm surprised they didn't ask for recompense.
Yeah. So Jesus gets back into the boat, and the now healed former zombie guy begs to come with Jesus, but Jesus denies his requests, and he wants the guy to stay behind and tell the people what happened to him.
Give your testimony.
Yeah. And Jesus and the disciples got in the boat to leave. So Fright Night. So let's hang some meat on these bones. Well, Dave, go ahead.
Because I have so many questions about this story. First of all, why are there so many demon-possessed people running around Israel in the first century? Second, why does Jesus talk to demons? How freaked out were the disciples? And what is up with the demons wanting to go into the pigs? And why in the world does Jesus let them go? That's just not the list off the top of my head. If I think about it anymore, my brain may just give me the color wheel and I'll have to force quit this story.
Well, let's answer them then. Why are there so many demon-possessed people running around Israel in the first century?
What's your answer?
Well, we know that there's demons everywhere.
Well, how many times do you see Jesus run demons out of somebody?
Oh, several times.
Well, that's why they were there for.
Ah, yeah.
Got to prove his deity.
There you go. Why did he talk to demons?
Just the same way he talked to Satan.
True.
I think they talked to him first, though,
Yeah.
because they knew who he was, like Satan knew who he was when he was in the desert for 40 days and 40 nights.
That's right.
And of course, disciples are going to be freaked out.
Mm.
How often do you see 2,000 pigs go over the cliff into the water?
I know it.
And what's up with the demons wanting to go into the pigs?
Well, how freaked out were the disciples?
That's what I'm saying. Like you said, that doesn't seem, like you said, that doesn't seem him steal the water.
Yeah.
And now he's running demons in the pigs, and they go off the cliff. 2,000 pigs. If there's one per each demon, that's another thing that's amazing. It takes 2,000 demons to inhabit one person, but it takes 2,000 pigs to get rid of them.
Yeah.
And I think the demons want to go in the pigs because they want nothing else around there for them to go into.
True. We know demons can possess anything.
It seems that way.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why we have carnivores. We have demons possessed. Like lions and tigers. And
Yeah.
I've seen bears take down an elk and eat them. And
Yeah.
I mean, why in the world did Jesus let them go?
Yeah. Why did they let him go, David?
I don't think it was their time yet.
Exactly. I told you.
They got to wait for the final judgment.
That's it. Now, we're not used to Jesus being scary. So, if you know anything about scary movies, you got so many different.
And they're getting more, look at 2025. They're getting more popular.
I know.
It seems like it seems like those are your money makers.
I know. Yeah. But all these are just fiction. But in the Bible, it's a lot scarier than anyone that could write about.
We can't imagine what the disciples have seen.
That's true.
But hey, if you watch this one, Freddy Krueger, if you watch them series movies,
yeah,
and you're young, you might not be able to go sleep at night.
True. Anyway, so that doesn't quite fit the description we normally get from Jesus. I think of him as kind, compassionate, humble, and unassuming, funny, warm, smart, and many more adjectives, but I do not often think of him as scary. And yet these people who are closest to him unavoidably are afraid of him. Terrified, actually, really.
Now, the people that where he crossed over at and he did all this, I can see that in them.
Yeah.
But the only thing that they were worried about was losing more money.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't worry. They didn't care about him getting rid of the demons.
Yeah.
It's where he put them.
True.
We don't want no more any dead pigs. We like our pork.
Yeah.
Even though you don't eat it.
Yep. Jesus has power. He did and still does things only God can do. When you come face to face with that kind of power, is only awe-inspiring. It's not only awe-inspiring, it's frightening. Yeah.
That reminds me of I think Luke 26:23.
What's it? It says what?
I'd have to read it. What you got right here?
King James. This is NLT though.
Well, I don't know if I can read it. It's too small. I'll have to get you to read it. See if you can find 23:26.
Okay. And as they led him away, they laid hold upon one Simeon coming out of the country, and on him they laid the cross that he might bear it after Jesus.
Keep going.
And Jesus followed him, a great company of people and of women, which also bewailed and lamented him. But Jesus, turning unto them, said, Daughters of Jerusalem, weep not for me, but weep for yourselves and for your children. For behold, the days are coming in the which they shall say, Blessed are the barren and the wombs that never bear, and the paps which never get the paps which never gave suck. Then shall they begin to say to the mountains, Fall on us, and the hills cover us. For if they do these things in a grain tree, what shall be done in the dry?
Now that's scary.
Yeah.
That was prophetic.
Yeah.
But it's going to be so scary that it's going to be rocks fall on me.
Yeah. True.
And that did happen.
Oh yeah.
And some people think demon possession still happens today. There are no shortage of churches and ministries devoted to deliverance or healing, cleansing, etc. They'll pray over you, anoint you with oil, and call out demons by name. Regardless of your beliefs on demon possession now and then and throughout space-time history, here's what I do know. Demons dehumanize. When people stop acting human, it's because there's something demonic or satanic at work. The man they encountered in the story is hyperactive, naked, cut off from the community, self-destructive, and miserable.
Hmm.
Well, you got to remember one thing here: demons cannot indwell where the Holy Spirit lives.
No. All right, go ahead.
That's the opposite of what was created to be. He was created in the image of God to enjoy life with dignity. He was created for relationships. He was created to love life, to love God completely, himself correctly, and others compassionately. He's not human when Jesus meets him. Jesus confronts him, and the word that's used here is the same word that's often used when two hostile powers meet on the battlefield. Clearly, this was some sort of showdown, which explains why Jesus had this conversation with those demons.
Hmm.
So, in a sense, your sin nature is a demon
Yeah.
because you do demonic things.
Right. Would you agree with that?
Well, I just said it.
Well, that's what he's saying too.
Well, in a sense, yeah. But see, that's what we were. The beginning of creation was this way, but when Adam sinned, that changed it.
Yeah.
So everybody if you're born with a sin nature, you're born demonic. You have uh, uh, the tendencies to do evil as you grow up. There's
Yeah,
only one
that's true.
thing. There's only one thing that could change that. Is what if Jesus meets us or him or anybody
Yeah.
and confronts him,
Hmm.
because what the Bible says, if Jesus changes us, we become a new creature or a new creation,
Yep.
and we're not the same anymore.
That's it.
We can't be demon possessed after that.
Absolutely.
We may struggle with the old sin nature, but we got somebody on our shoulder whispering in our ear, "Don't do
Yeah.
that."
So clearly that was some sort of showdown, which explains why Jesus had conversations with those demons. It doesn't explain why Jesus grants the demons requests regarding the pigs. However, Jesus commanded the wind and the waves, and surely he commanded the demons as well, which he did.
Mhm.
And he can defeat them even when he is outnumbered.
2001.
Yeah. So some suggest that because Jesus was Jewish, this is an interesting statement right here. He hated pigs.
He has to obey the laws.
Yeah. And it is true that the Old Testament said the Jews could not eat pigs, but it didn't say they had to hate pigs. So if that's true, why did they have a pig farm?
Well, you're on the Gentile side. They weren't Jewish. They didn't
Oh,
Jews didn't raise pigs.
right. So this was for bacon.
That's that's Gentiles food.
Yeah. So this isn't about
Pulled pork.
yeah. This isn't about Jesus being Jewish. It has more to do with Jesus wanting people to see what demons do, and demons are capable of anything, right? And demons are destructive by nature. If they can't destroy a person, they'll destroy a pig, a car, or a doll, or anything.
You know what destroys a person? And you don't think it's demonic. You just think it's addiction.
Yeah.
It's drugs and alcohol.
Yep.
They're destructive by nature.
True.
There's your demons in an unsaved person.
Yeah. That's it. So demons are destructive by nature. If they can't destroy a person, they'll destroy a pig. Changing the object doesn't change the objective. Steal, kill, and destroy has been Satan's tactic from the beginning, right?
And that's what the sin nature will do too.
Yeah. Also, there can be little question that the demons are gone from the men now, right?
Mm-hmm.
He knows the demons aren't in him anymore, and the people around there know that the demons aren't in him anymore. Oh, by the way, and they all know the demons were really there to begin with. Which kind of makes me wonder if I guess they knew that demons were real then, the Gentiles.
Well, they knew something's wrong with that guy.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody runs around naked, probably straggly beard and matted hair. And
also, there can be little question that the demons are gone from the men now, and all of that is known because Jesus allows the demons to go into the pigs. Now, no one is really thinking about demons or the pigs or even the man. They're thinking about Jesus, the one who had power over them all. Again, what's the statement of the question of Mark's gospel? Who is this guy? Well, go ahead, David.
In the middle of all the chaos and confusion, there's one man sitting calmly, probably for the first time in years. Zombie dude. Because he was delivered, healed, cleansed, restored, and he knows the truth. He knows it in a way no one else there does by experience.
Right.
He knows who Jesus is by experience. The words may have come from a demon, but they came out of his mouth. Jesus is the Son of the Most High God. If you really want to know who this Jesus guy is, don't look at the storm and don't look at the graveyard, the demons, or the herd of pigs. Look at the man sitting there with a clear head? Where is everything that once threatened to undo him? It is broken and gone in the face of Jesus' power. Jesus entered an unclean land, encountered an unclean man living in unclean conditions and possessed by unclean spirits. Jesus sent the unclean spirits into a herd of unclean animals. The Son of God is willing to travel land and sea to restore human dignity. And in the wake of all that sits one man who will never forget what has happened to him. One man who will tell everyone he meets from now on about this Jesus guy who is the Son of the Most High God. And sure sounds like good news and gospel to me.
That's it.
Can I have a witness?
Yeah. So what's the moral of this story?
There's one man who will tell everyone he meets from now on about this Jesus guy who is the Son of the Most High. Okay. And sure sounds like a good news and gospel to me. There it is. It's
So
good news in the gospel.
Which good news means gospel.
Mm-hmm. Like you say, gospel and gospel.
Yeah. So we're going to wrap that one up, and we will.
Well, he just presented the gospel to you folks.
Yeah, and we will be.
Jesus saves even that man with the demon.
Yep.
And he left a witness.
Who was?
I wonder how all that ended. I wonder how he affected the other Gentiles in that area.
I know it. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we will be back at some point next week.